Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video with the Marvel Legends Captain America Civil War Winter Soldier, which is a Walmart exclusive in the US, yet this time around we Brits haven't been forgotten about, as if you join me for my previous toy hunting video, you will have discovered on these British shores it's available at our dear sweet Asda. Turning the packaging and the side art depicts Bucky striking his best catalogue modelling pose, staring off into the distance, and it's probably the same picture that Cap carries around in his wallet. Then on the packaging back we see just a picture of the action figure itself and then his bio, which reads, Winter Soldier is a fierce, combatant and an asset in battle, no matter which team he bats for. So here is Winter Soldier out of packaging, and in Captain America Civil War, the love of Bucky was important enough to tear the Avengers apart. So only right that he be honoured in plastic, albeit squeezed out as a store exclusive. But then my local Smith's toy shop have only fairly recently cleared out his previous action figure from the Mandroid Bathwave that accompanied the Winter Soldier movie. And I'm surprised to find this new one shares many of the same parts as that first one, which I've had squirreled away in a drawer since I reviewed it back when the Winter Soldier movie came out. Having dug it out, and I'm surprised by how brown it is. I don't remember his tunic and boots being that brown. I guess it adds a vintage look appropriate for the character concept, but not very accurate to the screen if my memory serves correct. This new Civil War one has a more modern stealth look, yet in the sculpt all that separates them are the torso, the addition of a different belt, and a different head. The original Winter Soldier coming with both a masked head and this unmasked one on the left, the new one just this single head. Up close, the detail I like with the new one is that the red star on the shoulder is more prominent, both from being slightly larger in size and also having a black outline in the deco. Then looking past the oodles of man's shadow on the first one and comparing the head sculpts, and I think this new one is a vast improvement. Mine does have a small black mark on his cheek, unfortunate as otherwise the stubble and distinction between skin and lip colour has been handled in the deco very subtly. Also the jet black hair colour being more accurate than the mid-brown of the first action figures. The deco of that black hair is very glossy, not sure if that's by intent to make it look greasy, but I have a hunch with the fugitive life he lives Bucky doesn't shower much, so I guess it's appropriate. I watched Civil War twice at the cinema, and even with the second time I was in awe of the spectacle of it all, so I'm not too sure of the accuracy of some of the details of this new one. From what I've researched, I can't find reference in the movie to him wearing this gun holster harness that's sculpted onto the torso, or this belt. At least in perhaps the movie's most iconic scene, yeah, that airport battle as the two opposing teams charge at each other, he's not wearing them there. Maybe when I get the movie on Blu-ray I'll be able to take it in more detail. But for now, looking at this promotional image that floated around the net months before the movie was released, and that seems to be the basis of Hasbro's action figure, just unfortunate we couldn't have got that long-range weapon strapped to his back in that pic. But what we do get is this smaller handgun and also a knife, both rendered in the same black and brown colour combo. Now it would be cool if these could be stowed away on the action figure, especially as he comes with a harness specifically to do that, yet the holster there, the gun in it, it's permanently sculpted in there. Now looking at his articulation, and the head rotates side to side and he has a neck hinge, so he's able to look down this far, and then in spite of his collar and the length of his hair, he's able to look up surprisingly far. At the shoulder, his arm rotates and then this moves up this far. Let's see if his flesh and bone arm does the same. Yep. And then there's upper arm rotation followed by a double jointed elbow. Then at the wrists his hands rotate and they're hinged, moving down and also up slightly. His belt there is hiding the cut for his waist rotation, and then he has an ab crunch which moves plenty far forward and also moves quite far back. At the hips, his legs move out to the side this much, they move this far forward and this far back. There's upper leg rotation, followed by a double jointed knee. Then at the ankles, his Frankenstein feet move backwards, but not really forwards, but they do have that crazy ankle rocker pivot that I love, with this being his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. Here he is, armed and dangerous. The gun is a nice tight fit in his hands, which are posed trigger fingered to hold just such a weapon. However, However, his knife is a much looser fit and more prone to falling out of his hands. So all things considered, and yeah, a perfectly decent movie Winter Soldier, I'd say hitting the pegs along with Falcon. Between the two, I'd plump for Falcon, what with his Red Wing accessory and wings making him a bit more fun for play and display. But if you've yet to check out my review of that Falcon, click this video and please give this video a big thumbs up. I'm into the home stretch towards 100,000 subscribers, and you guys giving my videos likes and piping up in the comments sure does help grow my audience, so keep it up guys, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.